Yes, very sensible, sir. I wish you would have taken your own advice before your children were born. Hey guys, it's Devin Harrington, the average Gen Xer. Welcome back to my channel. On this channel, I talk about stuff that interests me, and today we're going to take a look at some posts from the Regretful Parents subreddit by folks who are asking a very pertinent question in these United States in the year 2025, and that is, what's the point of having kids? So let's get to it. But first, if you watch my content, you know that I always encourage every animal lover out there to please consider fostering or volunteering on site for your local animal shelter. If you are enamored with a certain breed of dog or cat or ferret or whatnot, there is probably a rescue out there who would love to talk to you. One of the myths about fostering, and every animal lover says it, is, oh, I would want to keep them all. And that is true to an extent, but it's not really true. You want to keep them all. They are all your babies. You fall in love with each of them, and it is difficult to hand them over to their new adoptive parents. But it hurts for a minute, and then you feel good because you have just helped this animal become more adoptable and find its, hopefully, forever home. So fostering is its own reward. And if you are unable to have other pets in your home, you can go walk dogs or bottle feed kittens or, help clean up at any shelter in the world. They would love to have you. So I really just try to encourage animal lovers to come together in service of the animals because it just is good for the world. And now on to the Regretful Parents. Okay, first post is from user Tyrux, asking the question, what's the point of having kids? Maybe a long time ago, and this person is a parent. Maybe a long time ago, having kids was useful for farming, chores, child labor, and such. We're one sentence in, and I already have thoughts. Listen to why people had kids, because that's actually true. Farming. The U.S. was majority agriculture. Most people had farms and worked farms back in the 19th century and well into the 20th century. And you needed as many hands as you could get. So people had huge families and everybody worked on the farm. And where I'm from, an industrial city that came up in the early to mid 19th century, we had child labor. And just think about that. People had kids so that they could send the kids, and we're talking like 10-year-olds, to go work in the mills or in the coal mine or whatever to bring in more money for the family. Like, why the fuck were these people even having kids back then? He goes on, or she goes on. But in 2025, what's the point? The world is overpopulated, very much so. And third world countries have zero benefits of having a kid. Well, I don't know about that. I've never lived in a third world country, but there are zero benefits to having a kid in the United States, especially now where so many vital social programs are just being taken away. But this is not a political channel. So they go on. And it's just having your life more challenging, mentally, physically, and financially. The only reason I have kids is because my wife wanted them. Oh, God. Would you do that to yourself? I mean, you wanted to marry this particular woman, and she wanted kids, which I'm assuming she probably told you before you married her, and so you just went along with it? But that's the only reason you had kids? I mean, I feel bad for those kids. That sucks. People like that don't need to have children. Just enjoy your child-free life. They go on. The traditional family life. But if you ask me, I don't see the fucking point of it. The majority of my millennial friends don't see it as well. They rather have a pet. Yes, very sensible, sir. I wish you would have taken your own advice before your children were born. Guest Love commented, selling the idea that you can never experience a love greater than that of having a child, it's such an awful thing to say to people. Yeah, it really is. And for Many people, it is true. They do experience a love greater than what they could have imagined before they had kids, to have this little being to be responsible for and worry about. They can't describe how much they love their kids, and those people probably should have kids. But everybody else, that's the people that end up on the Regretful Parents subreddit. Crimson Rose 28 said, "This is also so untrue. If they love you, it's simply because you're their parent. They didn't choose you out of a crowd. A romantic partner does." That's a good point. That is very, very true. The child loves you simply because you're their parent. They didn't choose you out of a crowd. Wow. Snowy Reindeer, "A pet does too. Got my cats from the shelters and I chose them by letting them choose me. I never felt such deep love towards anyone ever before. I truly think I love them as if they were my children, and they also love me too. They show it every single day. They're grateful I gave them a happy life and got them out of the shelters." Ah, Snowy Reindeer, you are a girl after my own heart. Moonlight Roses, "For real, cats choose their people. I have experienced that several times." Freudian Nip said, "I adopted my dog from a shelter. We both immediately liked one another, but once she met my younger brother, talk about choosing their people. She loves him so much." Okay, next post is by user TA Sitter Nurse, and they are a little more pissed off than the first user. And they ask, "What the fuck is the point of all this?" And they are a parent. 2 kids, 1 and 3-year-old boys. I'm sorry. I haven't posted in a while, but just wanted to vent a bit, I guess. I wish I could say the regret went away after my severe postpartum depression subsided, but it hasn't. It's stronger than ever lately. It's debilitating at times. I don't think the unhappiness and emptiness of being a mom was just PPD. I don't think the unhappiness and emptiness of being a mom. Isn't this the thing that women are told will fulfill them? Unhappy and empty. I always say when I read these that I'm not shaming or mocking these anonymous users in any way. I read these posts as a cautionary tale because there are so many people who haven't had kids yet, but they are on the fence and they are giving themselves every chance of ending up on the Regretful Parents subreddit. So please educate yourself if you are even thinking of having a kid. She goes on, "It's just truly regret. It's a deep sadness. Yesterday morning, I was awake since 6 a.m. I had the day off from work. My sleep is so dysregulated all the time. I work full-time as a nurse while my husband is a stay-at-home dad. The kids don't wake up till closer to 7:30ish or 8, so I just laid in bed, doom scrolling on my phone. When my husband started waking up, I was just laying there, staring at the ceiling, my chest heavy, already dreading the day and looking forward to when they're both in bed. Isn't spending time with your little children supposed to be the thing that teaches you what real love is?" She goes on, "I just said out loud, I feel bad that I don't feel happy being a mom." He was silent for a few seconds before he replied, "It's just the way it is for now." I feel he has had his moments being unhappy and frustrated with being a dad, but it's more of the normal type of feelings that come with parenting. He doesn't regret any of it. If I had a button to undo it all and go back to my old life, I would smash it 1,000 times. Why hasn't a time machine been invented yet? After coming home from work tonight, I got the kids bathed and into bed. I don't know what the fuck has happened between the ages of 2.5 and 3, but my older has done a complete 180 in his behavior. I'm hoping it's just a toddler thing because I'm tired of being abused daily by a tiny, evil human. Ugh. He screams, he hits, he laughs when he hits you. He does the opposite of everything you tell him to do. And all I can think to myself daily is, why the fuck am I doing this? What is the point of it all? Absolutely nothing about this is enjoyable, fulfilling, or worth it to me. Every day, I just fantasize about my old life. I would do anything to get it back. Thanks for listening. Oh, God, that just pulls at my heart. We all, I'm sure, we all wish we could go back and do certain things differently. But that's the thing about having a kid. You can't just forget about it. The dumb shit that I did that I wish I could change in the past lives only in my mind. But when you have a kid, for the rest of your life, you have that kid. Even if that kid dies before you die, they're still your kid. Your life is irreparably changed. And just raising a child is so expensive and so hard and so messy and so frustrating, and people just do not educate themselves. They just think it's a natural thing and you'll love it and you'll just be fulfilled by it. Do not believe this crap. I think people have been telling people that like for thousands of years just to get them to breed, because we needed people. We used to need people. We don't need any more people. All right. Moving on. Comments on this one. Pee-wee Zero commented, "Welcome to three-nager times. It lasts for about 3 years until they are 6 or 7 when they hit the golden age. I treasure the time I have between 8:30 p.m. and 12 a.m. when I go to bed. I live every day for those sweet 3.5 hours. Just have the mindset that anything that happens before your kids go to sleep is your work life now. The sooner you accept you can't go back to your old life, the better. Find new things you can enjoy with your limited free time now as a parent." God, that's so depressing. That does not sound like a life. And so why did she have these kids? Really, what is the point? Because we do not need more people. The planet cannot sustain the way we live with 8.5 billion of us. And I'm not a scientist or an expert in anything. I am just a person who sits in fucking traffic all the time. And there are just too many people on the planet. We don't need it. So did she have these kids because she wants someone to take care of her when she's old? Or, why? They don't really say. It's just expected. It's so fucked up that something that absolutely changes your life completely and forever is just expected of you, even today. Ugh. Okay. Shapoopadoopy said, "I was just going to say something like this. Every one of my friends and children went through an oh my fucking god, what have I done phase right around when their little angels were 3. 3-year-olds suck. I won't be patronizing OP and tell you it gets better, but holy hell, at least it becomes different. The amount of times I wanted to yeet my 3-nager out of a window, let's just say we are both surprised she made it to adulthood. I always say they make them cute so we don't eat our own young." Godspeed. Nonpartisan truth. My daughter, who is 27, was a total nightmare at 3. Now she's one of the most beautiful souls I know. She isn't why I joined this group. But way back when, I wanted the floor to swallow me regularly when she was being a little shit in public. That is all probably true, and I hope this lady's 3-year-old does outgrow that phase and it's not going to turn into a diagnosis of some kind. But again, why? Why put yourself through this? You don't need to do it these days. Okay, moving on. Okay, next post titled, it's by user No Hope 3175. What exactly is the point of parenthood? And they are a parent. Like, kids suck all of your living soul out, ruin your relationship and your body, give you 0 free time or relaxation time, all while screaming and telling you they hate you. What is the point? I love my daughter and I'm proud of her, and sometimes she makes me very happy. but I really don't know if it's worth the years it has taken off of my life and the trauma I have been given. I've been angry since she was born, too, and I don't know why. It's like the postpartum rage never subsided. Life was so carefree before, and now it's much more serious. I just watch my early 20s pass me by. Oh my God. For the love of all that is sacred, no one should be having a kid before the age of 26 minimum. Don't make an irreparable decision in your early 20s. It's a terrible idea. Octopus Tentacles 209 said, it's to make sure large companies have a never ending supply of workers. Yep. I mean, in the US, that is true. Who's going to work at all the fast food restaurants and the convenience stores and the gas stations and all of the jobs that we think of as minimum wage type stuff? That's why they want everyone to breed. Someone has to do all the work that the rich don't want to do. The OP said, why don't they make it easier? Instead of this hellhole Americans live in with no paid maternity leave, or unpaid for that matter, nobody to help you out after you have the kid, and no free mental health care, we have nothing that other countries have, and somehow they're like surprised that people don't want kids? Yeah, that's so fucking ridiculous. They just hand you a baby at the hospital like, good luck. Hopefully your pelvic floor doesn't collapse after you have to go back to work after 2 weeks. That is shameful. I mean, this is not a political channel, but that is absolutely shameful. Oh, and if you can't bond with your baby, it has nothing to do with the horrific stress of having a child with no help. There's just something wrong with you. Yeah. God, that sounds like a living nightmare. See? Look, why? Why would you do that to yourself? And in your early 20s, my God, your whole life ahead of you, you just became an adult, and that's the best you could think of to do with your one life? Sad, 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 sad. Octopus Tentacles responded, they were banking on the fact that women specifically would never have rights, jobs, or even thoughts. That backfired with epic proportions. I'm really curious what's going to happen to our population in the next 10 to 20 years. Very few women I know have plans to be mothers, if they aren't already mothers. Mothers are treated so incredibly poorly with zero support, as you mentioned. Yes, that is true. If you have any brains at all, don't have a kid in the US. There's absolutely zero reason to bring additional humans into the world to live in the shithole we all live in currently. Absolutely. Great comment, Octopus Tentacles. And then the OP No Hope said, they thought about that already. Probably that's why they overturned Roe v. Wade. Imagine how many people are having kids now that would have otherwise gotten an abortion. True. What a nightmare. Yes, it is true, but it is also true that making abortion illegal doesn't stop abortion. They give us nothing, very little government social programs, then they ban abortion. Murder is still one of the leading causes of death in pregnant women. Not to mention that the states that banned abortion in states that already have the highest rates of maternal mortality already. Sorry about the rant, but I hate my state and its laws. You're right. Absolutely no reason to bring kids into this shithole. Amen, sis. You are correct. Okay, last post for this video, and it is by User Routine Brain. What's the point? Support, no advice. I have always been depressed. I thought life would get better. I had a baby with a total narcissist when I was 19. Oh my God. Huge mistake, I know. I love my son to death, but that choice has made his childhood a living hell. I went to college late, and I'm still working to finish, but I work 2 full-time jobs, and it's hard. 2 full-time. I'm taking 3 classes a semester to try to finish as soon as I can. I just feel overloaded. Gee, ma'am, I can't imagine why. I met my husband when I was 23, and things were amazing. I was happier than I thought possible, both in my relationship and with myself, friends, etc. My son's dad is still emotionally abusive to me almost daily. Ugh. Over a court-monitored app that I'm not allowed to delete, and the courts don't seem to care that he does this. Jeez. This has caused my husband over time to not only be angry about how I'm treated, but also angry at my son. I know he's in a hard position. I'm not trying to villainize him. When we go to events for my son, my husband hardly speaks, and I find myself trying to fill the void with conversation to make things light, but it doesn't work. I'm pregnant with our first child after a miscarriage last year. I'm excited, but I'm also struggling a lot. I feel like between the monotony of being together for years, along with the stress that comes with living in a world that's almost too expensive to survive, and the situation with my son and his dad has left me married to someone I don't know. We don't have heartfelt conversations anymore. I don't feel emotionally close. I'm struggling with friends just because we're all so busy and in such different places. I feel like these are all normal things. I can pinpoint 1 year of my life where I was genuinely happy, and I'm almost 30. I don't know what the point of it all is. I don't know what the point of it all is either, ma'am. Great Fortune commented, "You're taking 3 classes with 2 full-time jobs?" Exactly, that's what I'm saying. This is almost impossible to believe. Actually, she's probably taking the classes online, and she might have a job. I'm saying this because I had 2 full-time jobs for a brief time before I moved to New York City. I would work at a equestrian store call center, taking orders over the phone during the day, and then at night I worked at a group home 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. and we weren't supposed to sleep, but everybody did. So maybe she's got a situation like that where she's at a job where she can work on the computer. But she shouldn't have had a kid. Not at 19. I mean, there's no taking that back. Great Fortune goes on. You're pregnant too? If all of this is true, it sounds like something has to give. Maybe give up 1 job, drop 2 classes for now. Nobody could handle all this, plus a 4-year-old. Nobody. Good luck. And the OP responded, I'm taking them online. My son is 7. I'm planning on not taking classes this summer, potentially not taking any in the fall, or maybe just 1. I don't know how to handle it all with a newborn in the mix too. How about not get pregnant until you graduate? What is with people? Sorted Macaroni commented, I'm confused. Why on earth would you being angry at the way your son's father treats you cause your husband to be angry at your son? This makes no sense whatsoever. Your son isn't responsible for his father's behaviors or actions, and any adult should be able to see that clearly and easily. Yeah, well, you would think. But there are stepdads out there who are very, very narcissistic and insecure. Sorted Macaroni goes on. It sounds to me like you're having a baby with another narcissist. I anticipate his treatment of your son will only get worse once his baby is here. Is this the kind of environment you want for either of your children? And the OP actually responded to that and said, I think it's because my son has a tendency to mimic, especially the way people talk. And he's a boy who definitely seeks male approval. So he talks like his dad and likes the same things. And the older he's gotten, the less my husband and him have had to connect over. I do worry about how things will be after the baby is born. It's part of what is making me so stressed. I just don't know what to do because things deteriorated so quickly. Sorted Macaroni responded, "Is your son speaking to you and treating you like his father does? If so, that is an issue within itself and needs to be addressed and rectified. This can happen in many ways. Therapy would be my suggestion. Individual and family, if at all possible. Like you said, children do mimic what they see and hear. Your husband should understand this and realize your son is acting out because of how he's seen his father treat you, not because he is the same as his father." That's a good point. He is only 7. He's just doing what the big boys do. "Your son probably also has a lot of thoughts and feelings about having a sibling. Damn straight. Even if he acts close with his father, it's possible their relationship is actually contentious and he's feeling jealous of the relationship dynamic your husband will have with his own child, and even the relationships you will have with this new baby. Again, this isn't something you expect a child to address. It's up to their adults to see what's happening and work towards repairing it. Your husband shouldn't be isolating your son. He should be actively working to let him know that he will always love him and find new ways to bond and strengthen their relationship as your son grows and his interests evolve. You have to make sure you're doing the same as well. I'd sit down and have a long talk with your husband about all of this." Excellent comment and really great points, and they are absolutely correct. This woman has, when a woman has children by different men, she has to be the tigress to her cubs. She has to make sure everyone is treated equally. And unfortunately, not everyone's mom has the spine to do that. And that's what I have for you today, guys. If you like this video, please like it. Please leave me a comment. Let me know what you think the point of having children in this modern day and age is. Is there a point? Since it's so easy to get pregnant for a lot of people, is there really a point if it's oops? Just let me know your thoughts, and please do subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you to everyone who has gotten us well over 2,000 subs now. So I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much.